What's up? It's your girl Chloe Love on today's episode of Chloe's Couch, where one thing's for sure, not everything we talking about is going to be comfortable, but two things for certain, not everything is going to be ratchet either, but we always going to keep it 100. Today I want to discuss the importance of changing how the status quo is perpetuated and breaking some cycles up in here today. Um, this is basically fueled by a young lady that I met downtown last week, and we got into a brief discussion about her wants and her dreams and her goals. And she was so angry because she felt like her mother never taught her anything. She didn't know her father, and all she was taught was the best thing she could do in life is get a good city job with good up benefits and max out pay. And excuse me, she wanted to own the laundromat or own something because she felt like people who own things, entrepreneurs or people who owned property or things of that nature just had a different self-confidence and a different pride about themselves. And she yearned to feel that. But she just couldn't let go of the fact that she wasn't taught about credit, or she wasn't taught about that you can own your own business. No one gave her that motivation or that knowledge, so she felt so behind. And I had to turn to her and say, I'm sure your mother did the best that she could with the knowledge she knew. And you have to let that go and understand that you're now in another generation and a different platform to do better for yourself or to obtain for you what you felt wasn't given to you. And you got to break that cycle of just sitting there being angry about what wasn't taught to me, what wasn't given to me, where I'm lacking, so that you can move forward and become who you want to become and stick to that path. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a city job or belittling city workers, because everyone plays a role in the circle of life, and their role is a great role in how society functions. What I'm saying is that it's wrong for a certain group or race of people to think that that's the only option or that's all that they can do when they want to do something different. That's my point. There are no jewels passed down in certain cultures, certain races, certain groups of people, and it leaves them limited to just do a certain thing. And then they end up bitter, and or they end up doing things that they're not supposed to do because they're looking and seeking for more, but they don't know how to go about it. So I'm here to say, yeah, we got to start breaking the cycle. And I want to do my part in giving as much information as I can for you guys to break the cycle for yourself. Financial freedom versus financial stability is something that is so important to understand for your success, for your goals, for everything. Financial stability means that I can pay my bills. I am not living check to check. I have a good job as a CEO, a president, an accountant, and I make 500,000 a year. My mortgage isn't that much, and I'm doing well for myself. I can vacation when I want to, but nonetheless, it's dependent on that particular job. So I'm stable, but I am not free because I am still enslaved to that thing to get what I need out of life. Financial freedom means just this. While I'm here having this conversation with you and enlightening you, money is being generated for me somewhere. Whether it's through a rental property, whether it's through stock investment, whether it's through a business I have online or a physical location that is being ran and creating revenue for me while I'm doing what I freely want to do, but not what I have to do to obtain that. No one is teaching us these things. No one is teaching us that your personal credit can support your business credit, and business credit is something that can buy your dreams. No one is teaching us those jewels in life that can help us progress into being the entrepreneurs, into breaking the cycles and, letting go of all the bitterness and basically elevating into the people that we want to be. True freedom doesn't just mean financial. True freedom means that whatever it is that I want to do in life, there is nothing stopping me. Financial, health, spiritual, mental. There is nothing stopping me from doing said thing. And on our way to that journey, we have to really look at the barriers around us and break them down one by one. Once you start to break down those barriers, then you set a course and you try to stay on that course to elevate to the 5 levels of leadership, of freedom, of whatever it is that you seek out. For me, freedom could be I live in a 2-bedroom lake house in the woods, and I go fishing every day. And fishing is my sanctuary, and it's just me in the woods. And I don't have to worry about anything because I'm good there for the rest of my life. That can be someone's sanctuary, and that can be someone's freedom. Or freedom for someone could be I need a 15-bedroom house and all these things to make me feel enlightened, to make me feel accomplished, and I don't have to kill myself to get it. So your freedom is your state of mind that allows you to not feel oppressed, to not feel stuck, to not feel enslaved to something for whatever that feeling is that you want. And we have to break the cycle of just being comfortable with saying, well, no one taught us and we didn't know, and go out there and seek the knowledge. Seek the knowledge, apply it, and gather people around you who is looking to basically change that status quo, who wants to share that information, who wants to find out that information, and who wants to become better themselves. Because you can't be around people, you definitely can't be around people who are talking all this yin yang about who they want to be, what they want to do, and they don't get up and do shit. It don't work like that. You can't have $1,000,000 goals with $1,000 worth ethics and $100 skills and think that you're going to propel or be progressive. It does not work like that. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And it's not about the money, but it's about what you put in, because your efforts, your sacrifices, your knowledge all has something known as sweat equity. It's worth something. Every time you do something else other than what you're supposed to do is called an opportunity cost. It's worth something. And no one's teaching you these things, so you're being idle, you're wasting time, you're feeding into the bullshit, and you're not focusing that value, your time and your knowledge on what you need to focus it on to be progressive. Now you don't understand why you're in the same place that you always been in. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You meet people for a certain reason in a certain season, and I felt like I met her as a calling for me to share the knowledge that I come across with you guys in hopes that it can help you in your lives. To share the stuff that people don't want you to know. You know, there's so many people out there who to feel elevated, they want to do this with the shit they know. They don't want you to know, because you being up here with them makes them feel like they're less of who they are. It don't work like that. If you're not confident with what you've done, what you've accomplished, and who you are, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It's about you and your fulfillment. You're not fulfilled. It has nothing to do with that other person. You're the problem. You're the problem. So you need to really figure out who you are, what you want to do, and what freedom represents to you, what accomplishment is to you, what it means to be successful. And it should not include what somebody else is doing. It should only include you becoming the best you possible. I'm here to tell y'all that, we got to break the cycle, man. And I'm going to do my part in these videos. It's not always going to be, me talk about hoes and friends. I'm going to give y'all that knowledge. I'm going to talk about credit for a full video. I'm going to talk about business credit. I'm going to explain what trade lines are. I'm going to explain what, loan securitization is. I'm going to put y'all on the things that they don't want you to know, like Khaled say. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to know this stuff. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to let you know. And what you do with it is your responsibility. You can listen and, nod your head and clap your hands, or you can go further, search out the things that I'm telling you, apply it to yourself, and then share the knowledge to other people so that they can also uplift themselves. I really hope that I touched you guys and I awoke something in you. And I hope you guys tune in, for some of these information sessions that I'm going to be posting on some of the weeks of Chloe's Couch. I am still going to be talking about some other things that bother me in the industry, but I feel like it is so important for me to spread the knowledge that I was blessed with. You know, that necessarily my mother or my father didn't teach me. I'm just nosy, so I learned a lot of stuff. I followed people around. I wanted to know how come Jewish people had so many properties and they had, such discipline when it came to money and worth ethics. So you know what I did? I started asking them. And believe it or not, they started answering me and telling me, this is what we're doing. This is how we practice group economics, where we own the neighborhoods that we live in and the businesses, so the money stays within the neighborhood. They explained to me about businesses, and you're allowed to mess up in business. There's no crime against that. If you go bankrupt, they're not going to come look for you and seize your stuff, because a limited liability company limits the liability on you. But no one's teaching you these things, so you're scared to fall. They create all these barriers in your head. If you mess up your credit, and you got to live by this and you got to live by that, and to the point people are killing themselves when they feel like they failed the system. The system is just something made up. It's the matrix. It's not real. It's just the game we have to play in the realm that we're in, honestly speaking. So don't let it get you caught up to the point where it drives you crazy. Understand the board like you would any game, whether it was Atari, Sega Genesis, or PS4. Understand the board and how to beat it. But nonetheless, understand that it's a game. So play it wisely. Don't take it too seriously, and don't die over it, please. So until next time, peace out.
My money making money, so it's